Om Sri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sri Satya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam. Today we will have a lesson on sources of energy. We will just revise or think of those sources. Also, you have seen different kinds of energy. Can I name some of them? Okay, heat energy, light energy, electric energy, solar energy, chemical energy, nuclear energy, and so on. Is it not? I already studied about that briefly in the previous classes. And also you have studied that what is called as conservation of energy. That energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be changed from one form to another. For example, light energy can be used to heat, change it to heat energy. In the case of solar energy, we can use the sun's heat to heat the substances for cooking purpose. And also wind energy can be used for producing electricity. Electrical energy can be used for production of electricity, light. Is it not? So like that, we can transform one form of energy into another. That's also you have studied in the previous class. Also you have seen to do work, energy is necessary. So what is energy? Energy or work are one and the same. The unit of measuring the both are same. So they are interrelated. Whenever any work, now you have got a pen in your hand. If you want to keep it down, some energy is needed. If you want to pick it up, some energy is needed. To push your friend who is sitting by your side, some energy is needed. Or to pull, some energy is needed. Even to eat also energy is needed. To play also. Everything. Even breathing also there is a transfer of energy. So, wherever there is work, there will be energy consumed. And therefore, energy is something which is very important. Every day we use different forms of energy like electric energy. I need not tell about that. Where you are sitting now in your home, you have bulbs, fan, TV, radio, heaters, and so on. Is it not? Muscular energy, which I was just referring to you, to lift any substance, to throw any substance, to bowling, to batting, all this requires muscular energy. Heat energy, to cooking in the kitchen, heat is necessary. Is it not? And light energy, every day we are experiencing solar energy in the form of light. And that is also important. So these are all something we have already seen in the previous classes. So energy is something very, very important. The whole universe is filled with matter and energy. Other day in the previous class we learnt about the different kinds of matter. Now let us see the characteristics of some good source of energy. When you say good source, source means what? For example, water is a source. We get hydroelectricity. Sun is a source where you get solar energy. Like that. Isn't it? Uranium nucleus, that is a source for nuclear energy. So any good source means which would do a large amount of work per unit volume. So more work has to be done. Then only we call it as good source of energy, and it should be easily accessible, means should be handy, it should be readily available. For example, if you want light in your room, you have to switch on. So the switch will be there in the same room, na? So a switch is somewhere, bulb is somewhere, it is not easily accessible. So easily means it should be at our hand's touch. So that is another characteristic. It should be easy to store and transport. For example, you use batteries in the vehicles, that will be a very good source of energy which is stored and it can be taken. For example, in a car or a lorry or a tractor, they will have a battery which can be easily transportable from one place to another. Is it not? So good source of energy should be easy to store and also transport. It should be economical, cheaper. It should not be costly. Is it not? So that is another characteristic of good source of energy. And let us see what is meant by good fuel. Of course, when you say fuel, it may be solid like wood, it may be liquid like kerosene or petrol, diesel, etc. It may be gas like natural gas, LPG gas, biogas, etc. So a good fuel is one which has the following characteristics. The first one is it gives more heat or energy while combustion. For example, if you take LPG gas, it gives 45 calories of heat per gram. So it should be giving good heat or energy, and it should give less smoke. If you burn wood, it gives lot of smoke. Therefore, nowadays they avoid using wood because it is not a good fuel. Whereas biogas does not give any smoke. So it should be free from smoke. And also it should be easily available and easily to store. Whatever fuel you say should be easily available, should be storable, and also it should be cheaper. Economical means cheaper, and it should be easily transportable means it can shift from one place to another without much difficulty. Then only we call it as a good fuel. Okay. So in our daily life you prefer biogas plant. Biogas is a gas produced by biomass. What is biomass? All the waste materials, may be solid waste or liquid waste. It may be of animal origin or plant origin or human waste also, are made to undergo bacterial disintegration. It is called anaerobic disintegration, and then it converted into gas, and that gas is called biogas, and that is very useful nowadays. Even government also supporting a lot of biogas plants, which you study little later. Or LPG. What is LPG? Liquid petroleum gas. One of the mostly used now. Even our government, central government especially, is supporting. Most of the card holders are getting LPG now in a very cheaper rate, very economical way. And if it is, you must take proper care for it. If proper care is taken, it is very easily transferable. It gives good smoke, it gives good energy, is it not? And there is no smoke in both of these. Here the gas is called methane. Here what is the substance in LPG? Anybody knows? What is the weight of the cylinder? About 15.5 to 16.5 kg. And there will be liquid inside it. Please note it. The gas formed is called butane. C4H10 is the formula. Butane is the gas present in LPG gas. It belongs to alkane series, which you are going to study later. In biogas plant we have what is called as methane, CH4. So butane is present in the form of liquid inside the cylinders. And you may ask why that cylinder is so heavy and why it is of steel, made out of steel. Because it evaporates easily and it is very dangerous also if proper care is not taken. You must close the lid tightly, and of course nowadays they have one chemical added to it that is called ethyl mercaptan. Please note it. This chemical that gives a particular smell for LPG. Ethyl mercaptan, and the presence of the LPG leakage is immediately identified and you can take proper precautions. Otherwise LPG is dangerous, but the calorific value is very good and it is easily transferable from place to place. It is economical also compared to other sources of energy. Therefore it is called as good fuel. It comes under the heading good fuel. It has got all the characteristics what we have just now listed out. In biogas plant also, of course that biogas plant cannot be transferred, but it is not a costly affair. So this is an example of a good fuel. Now let us see the conventional sources of energy. In ancient time only wood was used, common source of heat energy. Even now also in the villages, especially in North Karnataka, they use firewood. They will take a cylindrical pipe to blow and to heat the wood, pieces of wood they collect. They use it now also. Some places they use cow dung also. And the energy of flowing water, and that is called as hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity is the electricity produced from flowing water. You might have heard about Linganamakki. That is, what is the river name? Sharavati. There they put a very big dam in Linganamakki. The world famous Jog Falls. How many have seen Jog Falls? Okay, around 900 feet depth that falls. Raja Roarer Rocket Rani. One of the beautiful scenes. If you are not gone, you can visit once. A very wonderful scene you can see. Bharat Ratna Vishweshwaraya was born in Muddenhalli here, who after seeing this Jog Falls felt what a colossal waste of energy, he said. Means lot of energy is being wasted. Immediately thought of putting a dam there. That is what you can see Linganamakki there. and that water, what you call it as hydroelectricity, running water, is converted into electric energy by rotating these turbines, and that is a very good source of electricity in Karnataka. The people of Karnataka cannot forget Sir M.V. Bharat Ratna Dr. Vishwesvaraya because of his masterpiece of work he has done. So if you also become engineer, become like Vishwesvaraya, one of the most brilliant engineer of the world. So what I was telling is, the running water means hydroelectricity, and also you might have heard about Shimsha. One more, the first hydroelectric project is in Shimsha. It is in Mandya district, and that is for Kaveri river. That is Shivana Samudram, what you call. Then wind, which I are going to study later, what you call it as windmills. These windmills will produce a lot of electricity, very economical, and of course the investment will be little costlier, but it is pollution free, and the amount of electricity produced depends upon the wind there, velocity of the wind. At least 15 kilometers must be there per hour, otherwise it can't rotate turbines. Anyway, for some purpose they use it. And then we have got what is called as fossil fuels. We already studied this in previous class. What are fossils? Fossils are nothing but the animal or the plant that is buried down in the earth's crust form what is called as fossils, due to which the fuels can be got, namely coal. When the huge trees, good old trees of 300-400 years, buried down into the earth's atmosphere, earth's crust, due to high temperature and pressure, they get converted into coal. And petroleum is the oil, petroleum. Oleum means oil, petro means rock, we can say rock oil. So this oil got in the crevices of the rocks are taken out, and of course you know there are about 2,500 products of petroleum is made use of. One of the most important source of energy for any nation for that matter. So the third one is natural gas. It is also comes together with petroleum. That is also a very good fuel. These are called as fossil fuels, which are non-renewable. We studied about the renewable and non-renewable source of energy in the previous class. Non-renewable means they get exhausted. Actually, it is a very serious warning for all those who use vehicles like two-wheelers and cars and so on, because in shortly within 30 years all this petrol and diesel what you are using now will come to a full stop. It is a serious warning. If in this rate all the vehicles are made use of, there is a very shortage, great shortage, what is called as energy crisis, which I am going to study later. So fossil fuels are non-renewable. So we have to conserve them, means we have to protect them, we have to save them. And this is a pie chart. We studied in statistic chapter what is meant by pie chart. It is a circular diagram showing the sources of energy in India. For example, this red color represent coal. So coal sources are very high in India. What is the use of coal? Coal energy is made use of to produce electricity, which will be next topic for our study. So their major sources, coal deposits are very high in India. Then comes, see, this green color represents petroleum, and this is hydroelectricity, means sources of water. This blue color represents nuclear energy, and this yellow color represents, the small yellow here represents wind energy. So wind energy of course very less in compared to other source of energy, but it is also one of the sources of energy which is being used of in India. So anyway, coal deposits, even though the sources are very high, the consumption is also very high, and that's why the deposits are also getting exhausted. And we must think of course, disadvantages. Advantages, I just now told you about that. The products of petroleum are in high use for vehicles, for ships, for aeroplanes, and for lighting purpose. All those. Coal is used for production of electricity, and natural gas also is a very good source of energy. Okay, now let us see some of the disadvantages. One is air pollution caused by burning coal and petroleum products. How is the pollution take place? When the gases burn, they form gases like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen peroxide, etc. CO2 is carbon dioxide, and that causes what is called as a greenhouse effect. And sulfur dioxide and nitrogen peroxide, they form what is called as acid rain. How do the acid come? When these acidic oxides dissolve in water, they form acids. For example, carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, it mixes with the water vapor to form the acid called carbonic acid. Similarly, sulfur dioxide, when it dissolves in water present in the atmosphere or in the rain, produces sulfurous acid. Similarly, nitric acid is formed when nitrogen peroxide dissolves in water. So nitric acid is formed. So all these are acids. These acids are dangerous because what is the nature of acid? Acids are corrosive in nature, and when the acid rain falls on plants or animals or birds, it affects their skin. So a lot of skin diseases it produces. There will be formation of boils also, some fever also developed. So many dangers are there. That is why the environmentalists always protest for production of any factory in their area because of the poisonous gases that come out. And one more disadvantage is greenhouse effect. What is greenhouse effect? You heard about green, one of the colors. Greenhouse means house which I am having a green sheet. And you may ask why this name greenhouse effect is produced. That is, whenever the production of carbon dioxide is more, As you know, carbon dioxide does not support breathing. It is not a supporter of combustion. So that produces, that will affect the growth of plants. Of course, carbon dioxide is necessary to some extent for the plants to do photosynthesis, but not in large quantities. When it is produced in large quantities, it will affect the ozone layer also. So there is a very protective layer in the Earth's atmosphere called as ozone layer. What is ozone? Ozone is a form of oxygen. So this ozone layer is affected by the production of more excess of carbon dioxide. And you might have heard there will be holes in the ozone layer. What happens? If the holes that are present in the Earth's atmosphere, there is a danger of entering of ultraviolet rays or gamma rays and such poisonous rays entering the Earth's atmosphere. And what is the solution? Solution is you have to avoid burning of substances which produces more of smoke. You might have heard recently there is a lot of agitation is going on about the use of plastics, because that causes so many poisonous gases. When they go to atmosphere, they will create lot of difficulties or problems to the living organisms. Then supply of fossil fuel is limited and cannot be replenished. The rate at which they are being consumed, the reservoirs are sure to run out soon, as I was just now explaining that. In this alarming rate, if the petrol, diesel, etc. are used, it will come to a standstill, means it will stop. Then you may think, what will be the future? Future is use of bicycles more, use of tanga, bullock carts. So you might go back to the old age, what we had in a very young age. Same have to be repeated, because of if the alternate sources are not thought of, it is a very leads to so many problems. So they are limited in number and therefore they cannot be replenished, means go on using that coal or petroleum, natural gas, etc. continuously, the sources will stop like that. So these are some of the disadvantages of fossil fuels. What are the fossil fuels? They are nothing but coal, petroleum and natural gas. They are called fossil fuels. Why the name fossil? Is nothing but plants, animals, etc. when they get spoiled. These fossil fuels are formed within the Earth's crust, and that lead to so many problems as now we just listed out. So use of natural gas also can cause unpleasant smell. The gases that produces when burning of natural gas that are used in factories, many industries use natural gas like LPG only, that produces unpleasant smell. Therefore, in the areas of factories or industries, large scale factories are called industries, there will be air pollution, noise pollution, water pollution and so on. So these are the disadvantages of fossil fuels. So what you must think now? In such cases, you must think of alternative source of energy. How to replace? or how to reduce the use of fossil fuels. That can be done. In the ancient time, they are using non-renewable sources, like for example solar energy is one of the very good sources of non-renewable, and they have to be conserved. And if you consume more of fossil fuels at the present alarming speed, there will be great scarcity. That's the word I used was energy crisis. What is crisis? When the supply is more than the demand. Then there will be no crisis. The demand is more than the supply, then there will be crisis. Is it not? So here the production or the availability of the fossil fuel is very limited, but the consumption is alarmingly high. Therefore, it leads to what is called as crisis, and that is because of the scarcity. The demand is more and supply is less. Okay. In economics, it is a very good question. It is a very good topic for discussion about crisis, economic crisis we call. Hence, we have to look at the alternate source of energy, because the sources of energy what we are using now is most of them are renewable, and let us see what can be done for that. So there is an activity here. So before explaining that, let me explain the figure only first. See here, there is a pressure cooker. You heard of pressure cooker? Some of you may have in your home. What is this? This is a tennis ball, table tennis ball, and 3 holes are made here, and 3 metallic fins, what you call fins, something like a fan, semicircular fans are attached. What do you mean semicircular means what? You heard about circle. So if the circle is cut into 2 parts, we get semicircle. So such semicircular metallic sheets are fixed to the 3 holes made in a TT ball. How many of you played TT? Table tennis. Okay, it's a very interesting game. You can play inside the home only, is it not? You do not go to hot sun. Only one table is seated and 2 bats and some balls, one net. Very nicely you can play, right? So that table tennis ball is taken with made 3 holes, and 3 metallic sheets are to be introduced into that, and there it is connected with a shaft here, and so that it can rotate, it is supported by a stand here. So it is made to rotate. How? The steam coming from a pressure cooker. What is the advantage of pressure cooker? Those who are got in your home, you may know it. The boiling point of water increases in pressure cooker. It goes up to 120 to 130. Actually, boiling point of water is 100. That is why the food that is cooked in the pressure cooker will be fast and will be tasty also. And you might have heard the whistle that is coming up, right? So the steam is taken in form of pipe from the pressure cooker, and of course pressure cooker works only when it is heated by a stove or by LPG, like that. So when it is heated, steam produces. The steam is produced and it is passed by a pipe, and this TT ball, which is supported by a stand here, is made to rotate there will be an axle here, so it rotates. So when it rotates, of course you can also prepare like this model, that is why it is showed as activity. It turns the turbine, what you call, the cycle dynamo is taken, and the cycle dynamo that is made to turn because of the turning of this, and dynamo means what? Dynamo is a device which converts mechanical energy into electric energy. Here, when it is made to rotate fast due to the steam coming up, pressure of steam, it rotates the turbine here. There will be turbine inside it. This turbine is made to rotate because of the rotation of this, right? So when the turbine rotates, there will be production of electricity. It can be seen the glowing of the bulb. So when the bulb glows, it means that electricity is produced. So what is this activity represents? This represents that a model to demonstrate the process of thermoelectric production, how electricity can be produced, and also it is a model to show how to convert steam energy into electric energy, how to convert mechanical energy into electric energy. It is a device that can be prepared in a home. Now let us see once again the whole thing. A table tennis ball, what you call it, a TT ball, is taken and 3 slits are made in it. Slit means holes. So I think you understand what is meant by slit. Just cut it in 3 places. So if you cut in 3 places, of course the distance must be same. And 3 semicircular fins. Fins means pieces of, say, plastic. So semicircular fins are cut out of a metal sheet. You must take metal sheet because the energy must be there for it to rotate. Is fixed to the 3 slits. What slits we make here, it is fixed to that. The tennis ball is pivoted on an axle. Axle means what? A rod. A hole is made and through the hole a rod is made to pass through. Its center with a straight metal wire. Fix it to a rigid support. So wire is taken, it is passed through to the center of the wheel, and this is supported by a rigid support below. This should ensure that the tennis ball rotates freely. So what do the blades do? They rotate. Why do they rotate? Because of the steam energy. The steam, the pressure of the steam makes the blade to rotate in about an axle. The cycle dynamo is connected to this. And what is there in dynamo? In dynamo you have what is called as turbines. A bulb is to be connected in series. A jet of water or steam produced in a pressure cooker is to be directed to the fins. This is our turbine for generating electricity. So when the steam is made to flow into that, fins rotates, which rotate the turbines, which gives out electricity, and that electricity can be seen in the form of bulb. Observe that mechanical energy is converted into electric energy. So there is a transfer of energy. Okay. This is a homemade device. Okay, we can also do with that. And let us think of one more alternate source of energy, namely thermal power plant. What mean by thermal? Means heat. How to get heat? Burning of coal. So thermal power plant is used wherein the fuel, namely fossil fuels, usually it is coal. If you go to Raichur in Shaktinagar, very beautiful thermal power plant you can see. Karnataka Power Corporation, is it not? And that we can see lot of loads of coal is coming, and that is burnt to produce heat energy, and it's converted into electric energy. And how it is done? That is because of forming steam, and the steam is made to rotate the turbines. Large amount of fossil fuels are burnt every day in power stations. They are called power stations, thermal power stations. Okay, so large amount of this is converted to produce steam, which further runs the turbine to generate electricity. For example, in Raichur or Shaktinagar, we have a thermal power plant. Like that, there are many thermal power plants in India and in the world also. So it is one of the sources wherein the coal means nothing but fossil fuel. The energy coming out from fossil fuel, burning of fossil fuel is made use of to produce electricity. It is one of the very good solutions of the present day world. Lot of electricity is produced, but of course an alarming situation is that the source of coal is very limited, and but it is one of the important things we must note, that is how it is used. Now let us see some home assignment. First question, what is a good source of energy? Second question, what is a good fuel? Third, if you could use any source of energy for heating your food, which one would you use and why? Okay, you come prepared. In the next class, I hope you understood, and you can read some more books or you can refer any other sources. Okay, thank you. Sai Ram.